healing and happiness. Recently, I went to see you at a seminar in Boston. It was the first time that I had ever been to anything like that before. I had read all your books and am interested in the subject of past lives and regression therapy. I have only been regressed once, at this seminar, and although it was just a short experience, it was nonetheless truly amazing. We, the audience, were told to exchange something of personal property with the person sitting next to us in the auditorium. I gave to my neighbor the necklace that I wore. We were then told to close our eyes and to follow your instructions in order to try and see something into our neighbor's life. After the process was over, I told my neighbor what I had seen and envisioned while holding her item and listening to you. It so happens that I was very accurate in the telling of things that were going on in her life at the time, causing her to rethink some things that she had decided upon. It was then my neighbor's turn to share what she had seen about my life. She began to tell me about a young blonde-haired boy she saw that was playing and doing boy things across a river. The boy looked happy, he smiled at her. He was also waving a white flower. She gently touched my arm and said, "I have to tell you this. I wasn't sure if I should or not because it doesn't seem to make sense, but I feel like I need to." The young boy told me to tell you he's okay. He's happy. Do not be sad about him. I started to shed a few tears but tried to hold them back in front of this woman I did not know. I simply thanked her and left. The reason for my crying is that when I was young, I had an abortion. I did not want to have one, but I felt pressured by my parents and boyfriend. I strongly believed at the time, and still do, that the baby had been a boy. I have felt guilty for this act since it happened. I often thought about the baby boy that I should have had. This experience has helped me see that the baby is happy, playing and doing boy things, which reassures me that I can be happy myself. Why else would this stranger feel the pressing need to tell me what the boy had told her? Why, out of all the people in the seminar, did I sit next to her? Obviously, there is no way that she could have known about this, very few people do. I believe, after this, that anything is possible. I finally feel much better about things that I cannot change. We carry so much unnecessary pain and grief on our shoulders, and we can let go of this burden through understanding. T's partner, a stranger to her, was not imagining the boy. She saw him clearly and felt a pressure, an urging, to deliver his message. The river separates our physical world from the other side. It is an ancient symbol, prominent in Greek mythology and in many other cultures and religions. The concept of the other shore is found in the Buddhist Heart Sutra and numerous spiritual texts from the world over. Her partner did not see the river by accident. The soul can never be harmed, not by death, not by abortion. The soul is evolving and growing on the other side. So T's son came to Boston to tell her not to grieve anymore because he is happy, he is okay. He is speaking to us all, because we all have lost or will lose loved ones. And when they visit us after they have died, whether in our dreams, reveries, meditations, through strangers, or in any other manner, their message will be so similar to the one given to T. Don't be so sad. I am fine. I am happy. We will always be together. Brain. Landing at Iceland's International Airport on my way home to Tel Aviv was the perfect end to a wonderful vacation. I had been a participant in your workshop on board a luxurious cruise ship from Fort Lauderdale to the Caribbean islands. As I wandered about the airport, I saw a shop exhibiting small figurines shaped like human heads. They were made of brilliantly colored transparent glass. When I approached them, I lifted one that was completely transparent, but I placed it back immediately as it looked so much like a skull of the dead. Instead, I chose another statuette that was made of a bright green color with a silvery mask. It was the work of a Swedish sculptor, an artist from Stockholm. I jumped at the unexpected opportunity to buy it. On the back side of the head was a blue shadow that looked like a human brain. It turned out that the artist himself called it brain, recommending that people use it in everyday life as an object to reduce stress. A year later, I participated again in another of your workshops on a cruise vessel, this time sailing from Puerto Rico. During one meditation session, I heard the sound of a drill behind my head, but I did not know then what it meant. I went back home, and 2 months later I had an unexpected operation to remove a brain tumor. After a long sick leave, I retired from my judicial status, and I even stopped working as a lawyer. Now I do things that I like to do, seeing my granddaughters, writing short stories, and painting. And I have never stopped thinking about this mystical, profound experience that I had with my brain and with brain. Aviva Shalim, what we think of as accidents, coincidences, and random happenings are really not so at all. Aviva began receiving subconscious alerts, signs, or premonitions about her brain tumor more than a year before the diagnosis and surgery. At first she picked up the wrong figurine, but her intuition, perhaps enhanced by the workshop experiences and certainly the psychometry exercise, quickly led her to reject that one and to choose brain. The drilling sound during her meditation the following year was another sign. Everything turned out to be fine, and her post-surgical life is much more peaceful and less stressful, just as the Swedish sculptor intended. By selecting the object, holding it in her hands, and picking up on its unique energy and messages, Aviva was performing her own personal psychometry exercise. We all can do this at any time with the millions of objects around us, and then with the people whom we meet. Imagine how our world would expand if we allowed ourselves to become conscious of the beautiful energy that comprises every single thing. We would finally understand the magnitude of love and wisdom that surrounds us at all times. Even strangers whom we have never met can provide us with incredible personal messages and insight, as Laurie, the author of the following story, discovered one day during Soulmate. This is a part of Zindagi Ki Roshni consultancy. It has been established for those who have lost someone and for those who are very sad in their life. About 100 PDF books and 20 short audio books of this topic will be sent to those who join it. This data will be sent to their email or WhatsApp. If you want to join this organization, then please send WhatsApp message to this number.